Hello people, today we are going to learn about planning process, group project management processes, estimate cost. So let's see. Estimate cost is the process of developing an approximation of the monetary resources needed to complete project activities. The key benefit of this process is that it determines the amount of cost required to complete the project work. So the input involved are cost management plan, human resource management plan, scope baseline, project schedule, risk register, enterprise environmental factor, and organizational process asset. The tools and techniques involved are expert judgment, analogous estimating, parametric estimating, bottom-up estimating, three-point estimating, reserve analysis, cost of quality, project management software, vendor bid analysis, group decision-making techniques. And the outputs are activity cost estimate, basis of estimates, and project document updates. So let's see the inputs one by one. The first input is cost management plan, which defines how project cost will be managed and controlled. It includes the method used and the level of accuracy required to estimate activity cost. The next input is human resource management plan, which provides project staffing, attributes, personnel rates, related rewards, recognition, which are necessary component for developing the project cost estimate. Then the next input is scope baseline, which is comprised of project scope statement, work breakdown structure, and WBS dictionary. The next input is project schedule, the type and quantity of resources and the amount of time which those resources are applied to complete the work of the project are major factors in determining the project cost. Then there is risk register, which should be reviewed to consider the risk response cost. Risk, which can be either threats or opportunity, typically have an impact on both activity and overall cost of the project. Then there is enterprise environmental factors that influence the estimate cost are market condition and published commercial information. In case of market condition, these conditions describe what products, services, results are available in the market, from whom, and under what terms and conditions. Regional and global supply and demand condition greatly influence resource cost. In case of published commercial information, resource cost rate information is often available from commercial databases that track skills and human resource cost and provide standard cost for material and equipment. Published seller price lists are another information of information. In case of organization process asset that can influence the estimate cost process include cost estimating policies, cost estimating templates, historical information, and lesson learned. Now let's see the tools and techniques involved. The first tool and technique is expert judgment, which is guided by the historical information and provides valuable insight about the environment and information from prior similar projects. Expert judgment can also be used to determine whether to combine methods of estimating and how to reconcile differences between them. Then there is analogous estimating. Analogous cost estimating uses the values such as scope, cost, budget, and duration, or measures of scale such as size, weight, and complexity from previous similar project as the basis for estimating the same parameter or measurement for current project. Then there is parametric estimating, which uses statistical relationship between relevant historical data and other variables, example square footage in construction, to calculate the cost estimate for the project work. This technique can produce higher levels of accuracy depending upon the sophistication and underlying data built into the model. Parametric cost estimating can be applied to a total project or to segment of a project in conjunction with other estimating methods. In case of bottom-up estimating, it's a method of estimating a component of work. The cost of individual work packages or activities is estimated to the greatest level of specified detail. The detailed cost is then summarized or rolled up to a higher level for subsequent reporting and tracking purposes. The cost and accuracy of bottom-up cost estimating are typically influenced by the size and complexity of the individual activity or work packages. Then there is three-point estimating, which uses two types of calculation: triangular distribution and beta distribution. In case of triangular distribution, we add the optimistic cost, pessimistic cost, and most likely cost divided by 3. In case of beta distribution or PERT analysis, we take 4 times of the most likely cost and then add optimistic and pessimistic cost and divide it by 6 to get the estimated cost. Then there is reserve analysis, which is contingency. There are two kinds of reserve analysis, that is contingency reserve and management reserve. In case of contingency reserve, these are often viewed as a part of budget intended to address the known unknowns that can affect a project, and management reserves are intended to address unknown unknowns that can affect the project. The next technique is the cost of quality. It comprises of total costs of conformance and non-conformance work done as a compensatory effort due to incorrect first attempt to do that work. Well, here is the list of cost of the things which will relate to the cost of conformance, and here is the list of things which uh, leads to cost of non-conformance. So let's see one by one. In case of cost of conformance, there are two kinds of things: prevention cost and appraisal cost. In case of prevention cost, we build a quality product by training, document processes, equipment, time to do it right. And in case of appraisal cost, assess the quality by testing, destructive testing, losses, and inspection. Money spent during the project to avoid failures is called as cost of conformance, and money spent during and after the project because of failures are called as cost of non-conformance. So in case of cost of non-conformance, there are internal failure cost and external failure cost. In case of internal, failure is found by the project due to the rework and the scrap, and external failure cost is failure found by the customers, which is a liability, warranty work, or lost business. The next input is project management software applications, computerized spreadsheet, simulation, and statistical tool used to assist with cost estimating. Such tool can simplify the use of some cost estimating technique and thereby facilitate rapid consideration of cost estimate alternatives. Then there is a vendor bid analysis. The cost estimating method may include analysis of what the project should cost based on the responsive bids from qualified vendors. When projects are awarded to a vendor under the competitive processes, additional cost estimating work may be required of the project team to examine the price of individual deliverables to derive the cost that support the final total cost of the project. So mainly in case of vendor bid analysis, we analyze the project cost based on the vendor bids. Then there is group decision making technique, which uses team-based approach such as brainstorming, Delphi method, nominal group technique, which are useful in engaging the team members to improve the estimate accuracy and commitment to the emerging estimates. The output is obviously the cost estimate. It should be reviewed and refined during the course of the project to reflect the additional detail as it becomes available and assumptions are tested. The accuracy of the project estimate will increase as the project progresses through the project life cycle. For example, a project in the initiation phase will have a rough order magnitude, which is ROM estimates in the range of 20 minus 25% to plus 75%. During the development phase, which is also called budget, will be in the range of minus 10% to plus 25%, which is also called early planning. and which this is late planning, which is definitive estimate, which will could narrow the range of accuracy to -5% to +10%. It's very easy to remember. -25 to +75. Then next is -10 to +25. This thing comes at the end. Just make the, for remembering the numbers, you just remember 25, 75, and this 25 comes to the other end and just becomes positive. -10 to 25, and then this 10 becomes here, which becomes positive. 5 to 10. 5 to 10, 10 to 25, 25 to 75. Starts with minus. Then basis of estimate is the next output. The amount of an amount and type of additional details supporting the cost estimate vary by application area, and regardless of the level of detail, the supporting documentation should provide clear and complete understanding of how the cost was derived. And the supporting detail for activity cost estimate may include documentation of the basis of estimate, that is how it was developed, then documentation of all assumption made, then documentation of all known constraints, and then indication of range of possible estimates, example 10,000 plus or minus of 10% to indicate that the item is expected to cost between the range of values, and indication of the confidence level of the final estimate. And the other output is obviously the project document update, which will update the risk register and other relevant documents. So guys, I hope you got some idea on the process estimate cost. So come back to my channel or subscribe to my channel for more videos on PMP and other things. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.